Bravo bosses. This is the Bravo Investigator podcast. I'm your host, Dana, and today we are talking about the Summer House Aftermath episode. Joining me today is Krystina Arielle, who you probably know as an actress, a host, and just an all-around amazing content creator who really contributes to the Bravo space. So I hope you enjoy my chat with Krystina Arielle. In the meantime, you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at the Bravo Investigator. Join the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I love you, BBs. I will see you next time. Krystina Arielle, welcome to the Bravo Investigator podcast.
Hi, Dana. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you here. I've been following you forever. I've been keeping up with all the cool things you're doing in the world. She's an actress. She's a content creator. She's all of the things. And I was just like, Krystina's the girl I need to talk to about Summer House today. Would you concur?
I concur.
Okay.
I have so many feelings. I think I messaged you the other day, like I don't even know what to say. I'm just so actually I know what to say. I got a lot to say. However, it's just such a wild situation to
It
comment
really
on.
is. Okay, but before we get into it, I want the audience to get to know you a little bit because you are an actress, you do so many cool things. Can you tell us a little bit about like some of the projects that you're working on and how you got into like the Bravo space specifically?
I got into the Bravo space because I've been a reality TV girly going back to the real world. I loved the
Ooh.
surreal life. Like I love the surreal life so much that when Tammy Faye Baker died, I cried. And it was like I like because of like how sweet she was in the house to everyone. I like Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, all of it. Like I was raised on it. I love it so much. And in this weird way, somehow I ended up in the world of reality TV. One of my favorite things is there's a channel called Dropout TV that I do a lot of work with. They have a show called I'm
I know
Actually.
it. Yeah.
Yes. So I do the reality TV episodes of I'm Actually, which is really fun. And it's me, my friend Izzy and Glenn. And we've done 3 episodes so far of the reality TV trivia episodes, and which is great because I think I'm tied one, lost one, won one. So we're hoping we get another one so we can have like a true definitive winner of what actually happened. In the 3rd episode, they gave us a budget. So we had a glam squad and we set it up like a reunion, and I got to do a reunion walk off. And I'm like, no,
Nice.
no, I need and it's like I need Andy in a camera moment. It was so fun. And they just let us
Need
go
a
like
moment. I just need an hour. I'm pulling in Amanda.
it's so great. It's like I'm gonna go sit in the backstage for like 45 minutes to an hour. You guys just chill right here. It's
And,
my break.
and were you
But
not just on a billboard? You were, right?
yes, I'm on a
Very
billboard in
cool.
Burbank over the Mucho Mas restaurant. I did a partnership with ABC Mouse, which is really cool because I've used it since my 13-year-old was 3. And I got to like go and do I'm on a billboard. That's crazy. And it's in a
It
billboard in the
is.
middle of like the city. So it's like, hi, it's me. So I'm not gonna even pretend it's not cool because it totally is. I've been doing this for I'm going into like the 10th year of my like
Wow.
official entertainment career. And so they say it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. So we'll see.
Is that what they say? Okay, good to know. I'm just like, it's taken me a while. I mean, I'm not trying to be a success in like the same way, but you know, I want my podcast to be successful, content creating, all those things, but it's a grind, right? Like it's hard work. And if you want to do it, you have to put like a lot of time and effort into it. And there's so many other people doing the same things as you out there. And that's why like you've really stood out because I kind of feel like you've made it. And so I'm like, even though I don't know you very well, I'm like really proud of you. I really
Thank
am. I was like,
you.
look at her succeeding. And we're in the secret threads group together. I always talk to my people about my secret threads group. I don't go into detail because it's a secret, but anyone in there is just very special to me. I feel like we're all just sort of like aligned in like a really great way. We care about each other. We support each other. And I'm like, gotta get my girl Krystina here. Gotta get her.
No, I really am honored. I see the Bravo investigator pop up and I'm like, whatever's in this story is juicy and I'm very excited about it. So I'm gonna click it. And it's just been so I love
Has it
like
always
the
been
entire
juicy?
most of the time it really is
Okay.
juicy. I
Okay.
feel like it's just such a the Bravo community for me has just become such a welcoming place. And I exist so much in fandom because I've hosted for Star Wars for the last 5 years. I host
Hmm.
for the BBC and Doctor Who. And those are very like specific things. And I like being able to like go to a convention for Doctor Who and just talk to people who love Doctor Who so much that their
Right.
faces light up. Or going to a Star Wars convention and seeing just how like it's like a religion, how much people just genuinely love it. And I love like I'm like feeding off of the joy of the fandom and being able to talk to people with these mutual interests and things that we love so much. And Bravo is one of those things for me that's just I've like listen, that thing got me through the pandemic. It got me through postpartum. Like I had to have like the escapism for me has always been such a thing. So to kind of like coexist in this world is great because the people I've met are so passionate about it. They love it. There's no shame. There's no guilty in our pleasure. We're just here
Oh, I love
enjoying
that.
it.
I
Like
love that.
it
That's such a
is,
good
and
way to put it.
it is, and I think it's also it also comes down to a little misogynoir that like this expectation that it's less than. But
Right.
we see some of the most complex and dynamic real life women on these shows going through different walks of life. Watching Kristen go through her postpartum and relating so hard to just like that depression and then like having other people putting their stuff on you while you're just trying to like make it through the day.
Hmm.
Those moments are so real and so special. Even with this situation with Wes and Amanda
Hmm.
and Kyle, like how do you navigate that? How do you go back, especially when you're a large friend group? You love this person for a long time. Like especially her specifically, like 10 years of loving this person as a friend, as a wife, and then now you have to contend with what does the future look like. So even her going down to sit down with Lindsay, you're like, oh man. Like I understand the complexities of it because it's, of course it's easy to fall into those old familiarities and just start like talking, but then you catch yourself and you're like, no, wow, this person really like their actions genuinely hurt me. And so all you're like sitting there like waiting for accountability or someone
Yeah.
to like make a move of understanding. And so I think on a deep level, reality TV is one of the most accurate reflections that we have of dynamic, complex women, people, and different stories that you don't always get to see. Like, yeah, some of it is out there, but even in the most mundane of reality shows, we have some of the most real moments.
It's absolutely true. I mean, even if you think about like KJ's diagnosis, he came out recently saying that so many people have messaged him saying, "You saved my life." So when people really trivialize reality TV, they don't understand, like you just said, these are real people with complex lives and situations. Some of it might be silly and trivial and funny, but the majority of it is real life. And we take from it, we learn from it, we change our own actions based on it. We make decisions based on it. I mean, there's just so much that comes out of our relationship with these, which I call reality TV characters. But at the end of the day, these are real people, and people really love to find a commonality, right? Like if somebody had been through what Kristen is going through with her postpartum journey, I feel like there's so many people who relate to that. And that's what makes them more compelled to watch the show. I feel like when there's shows that I don't relate to, like I love Love Island, but I feel like I just can't invest in it as much with like these 20-year-olds and all of this stuff. So it's kind of fun from afar, but you take a different, for me, I take a different stance with it, I guess. I don't get as invested or take it as maybe as seriously just because we're not getting as much of the complexity. But like, I think we could if, spend more time on it. Like
Mm-hmm.
with Bravo, I just feel like there's just nothing trivial about it. Like there's just so much complexity to it, so much nuance, which we're definitely going to talk about today. And the one gripe I would say I have about like the Bravo fandom is our whole, I'll include myself in it, how sometimes we can be so black and white when there really are so many shades of gray. We can't necessarily be like, this person is a bad person and this person is a good person. There are so many nuances to it. So, all of that said, let's talk the first scene in the aftermath episode of Summer House, which is Lindsay and Amanda. So, this is May 13th, 2026, 20 days post reunion.
Bum,
So,
bum.
my initial thoughts were, I mean, I just thought overall it was really interesting to see Amanda go in there almost in like a I need help sort of capacity in a way. Like Lindsay was like, I'm going to be your big sis. And Amanda's like, maybe I was feeling things for West because I was confused about how much fun we were having. And maybe I was confusing those feelings. Or maybe I just needed a guy who really liked me and I needed that kind of validation, right? And but by the end of it, we know she went to Rome, like we know she went to Italy with him. So it just sort of it was interesting
spit in
because
his
I was
mouth
wondering
on a
if she went
picture.
into it with a mindset of like, I I want to get out of this. I don't
I
know. What did
think
you think?
again, this is one of those complex issues where you're
Yeah,
trying to remember, like, this is a real person, not just a
I
character on
know.
reality television. So you try to have that level of grace. However, as a clinical observer of the human form through
Oh, I
Bravo,
love that.
I will say that it is frustrating to me to see the infantilization of Amanda, who is in her
Yes.
30s. And I like, understandably, yes, being in a relationship where you are not feeling fulfilled or heard is a very hard space to be in, especially in a marriage. And those things take work and therapy and time and trying to get back to a common ground. However, in this situation, she's thinking about herself.
Yes.
And she had that same little smirk on her face that she had when everybody was reaming Kyle out, when she's like asking, well, what did he say about me? They're like, what did he say? What did he say? And it's like
Yeah.
the only time you saw any energy come into her face was when she was trying to figure out what West was saying about her. And even when it came down to like the Sierra of it all and her like acknowledging it, she
Barely.
does not care.
Yeah.
She does not care. She
No.
genuinely does not care. I can, I feel about 87.6% sure that she has sat with her, like, her friends outside of TV friends, and be like, well, they weren't even a real couple. If you look at it, they weren't really dating. And I feel like that's a phrase that has come out of her mouth. That is the vibe that I got. And just, she does not care that she hurt her. I don't think she cares really that she hurt Kyle, because with Kyle, she can kind of still go up and do, like, Kyle still cares about her. There's still feelings there. She can go and give that man a hug and get support from him, because he's going to also fall into that old sense of familiarity that Lindsay
Yeah.
fell into, when you're coming
Right.
in and this is somebody, I don't know how to communicate with you anymore because I don't know you like I thought I did. But you see the care from Lindsay that she has for her. She's like, hey, like, you need to wake up. This man is playing in your face. He has already cheated on you. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And we're not
And
really getting a response to that, right? She's like, he's cheated on you. He slept with Miha in March. And she goes, yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. And it's
Like,
it's that thing where you're trying to be like, I can't be embarrassed because, oh no, of course I knew. Like, I knew he was doing that. It's like my husband going to the gym every morning. Like, it's one of those kind of situations
right.
where you're turning a blind eye to everything that's in front of your face. And I'm sorry, like, even this, I don't think is going to make her really grow. I think
No,
it's
she
just,
doesn't see how it's wrong. And I want to get back to the Sierra point for a second because I really felt like Lindsay was making a concerted effort to keep steering it back to Sierra. And she was just like, but how could you do that to Sierra? And what about the point when he comes to you and he says, I have these feelings? Why didn't you shut it down then? And there isn't even like a flicker in her eye of like pain or shame or guilt or anything. She just keeps going back with, I was selfish. That's not really a good enough explanation, in my
that's her
opinion.
script, though. I think that's the script that they came up with,
Yeah.
was come across contrite, keep answers to a minimum, and just like, I'm sorry. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I think they had a whole, like, strategy conversation, her and West, about how this was going to go forward. She's not going to cop to hurting Sierra because they're trying to remove that part of it from the narrative. Because if you've ever been friends with someone who secretly hates you, you know exactly like how this situation works. She doesn't care because she's always been intimidated. Like, even going back to that first episode, trying to turn people against Sierra, like in Sierra's very first episode,
Right. Yeah.
it's like, oh, like, she's a nurse, she's a model, she's drop dead gorgeous, she's talented, she's all of these things. And for Amanda, it's one of those things where Amanda was raised exceptionally wealthy. Amanda has the vibe of a girl who's never been told no.
Yes.
That's my, like,
Yes, I
the
agree with you
energy.
that she's never been told
Yes,
no.
you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. It's the energy of a girl who's never been told no and has turned around and is just like, I don't know why the things I did happened to me.
It's always happening to her.
Yes, she didn't do anything. This all happened to her. West, seduced her. Wes pursued her. Her feelings were misunderstood. She wasn't sure. It's all these things, but it's like you're still a grown person in control of your faculties, opinions, and thoughts. And you still chose to do this thing. But the thing that I think does the most disservice of this entire episode, and you see it starting here, is them not watching. They have no idea what they're talking about in the context of how we're seeing their behaviors. And you need to watch and see outside of yourself and your experience that you lived what other people saw to be able to have a genuine conversation about this. And for them to both not watch this, at least watch it for the aftermath. You didn't do it for the reunion. They told you that. This isn't just about this sit down. This is about acknowledgement, but you can't acknowledge it because you're not even taking a look back at what you did. You have no idea that we saw the hugs and the kisses and the I love yous and all of those moments. And that's not fair to the viewing audience.
Right. And for you to just say, oh, well, like it would be too hard for me because I know what everybody's going to say about me. That's the accountability piece, right? Like that's you knowing that when you watch that screen, you're going to feel shame and guilt and all of these things that you don't want to feel. So you're finding a way to excuse yourself from it. And I know we're not getting into the West part yet. We'll get to that in a minute. But why didn't he watch? Because she's claiming mental health. What's his excuse? You know, like
he doesn't care.
He that's care. His excuse. I know that's the theme here, but like
he's like that is the overarching theme of I don't care. It's like I'm so sorry that you were collateral damage, but it is what it is, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. And that's very much the vibe of them not watching. Is just like, I'm sorry if you're upset. I'm sorry that you think I hurt you. Like it's not a valid I care about you. It's
right.
Ooh, my bad.
Yeah.
It's a big giant situation. And it's, of course, obviously, if this was a private situation, you could handle those dynamics. You could have your friend conversations and maybe like come back to something. However, the other part of this is Lindsay in talking to her is also kind of like getting like the pushback. But again, this is understanding that this is a person that she's been friends with for over like 10 years.
Right.
Is the person they had gotten closer while filming in the city. So there's a care, and she is trying her best on a friend and publicist level to get Amanda on track. She was doing a very good conversation. Put that lady on a moderating panel because I
was just gonna say she's so good at hosting, and asking questions. She would be such a good interviewer.
I think the thing is, I also am a very, very giant Lindsay Hubbard apologist and saying my favorite part of the entire sit down was she's like, you can't go over it, you can't go under it, you got to go through it. And there's the song by the Kaboomers, and there's like a bunch of them. It's like, I'm going on a dragon hunt, going on a dragon hunt, can't go over it, can't go over it, can't go. Let's go through it. And I was like, I know in her head that she is singing that song as she's saying it. There's no way that her mom brain didn't like trigger immediately to start like singing the song, because I know I lost my mind. Just like, Lindsay, absolutely are you dying. Using toddler songs to teach Amanda life lessons?
But isn't that the point? Because you're saying like this is an adult woman that we're infantilizing, we're treating like a child, to the point where literally we're communicating with her through a children's song to try to get her to understand. Like, it's just so crazy. I also talk about the fact that like we were right as like a fandom, like we came up with all of these theories about like, she just needed to be loved by a man. And it was just so important to her after like this long relationship. And they were out having fun together in February and March. And then she was probably like, oh, is this my person? And that's what she ended up literally saying, which I just found interesting. I mean, to be like, oh, he made me feel like young and free again. I felt like I was in my 20s. And it's like, you're a woman in your 30s, and didn't you want a man who acted like an adult? So you're saying that you were acting like you were in your 20s with a man who acts like he's in his 20s, but you didn't like your husband, who was a man who acted like he was in his 20s and was always having fun, like, and then there's also like, you leave a relationship, or I don't know, there's many circumstances in life where you might start trying something you haven't tried before and you find it fun. It doesn't mean you're supposed to marry it. Right? It doesn't mean necessarily that. Or what about all of other Wes friends, right? Why didn't you fall in love with any of them, right? Like if you're always having fun with Wes and his friends, then why him specifically? Because he brought it up, which I honestly believe is the truth. I truly believe this would not have even happened if he hadn't have just suggested it. And the fact that he suggested it, to her, she has no autonomy or authority or agency. So she just goes, okay, right? Like, doesn't even take the opportunity to like think about it. But I think you're so right. And, I think this is so obvious now in terms of her feelings about Sierra and lack thereof. I think this was so much easier for them than they make it seem because she did not care about Sierra. No matter how many times people have asked you, whether it be Mia or Lindsay or anyone, even just that moment when Andy asked her in the third episode, I think it was in the extended version, he's like, did you ever consider your friendship with Sierra to be a true, real friendship? And that pause, there was a pause, a long ass pause. And I'm
And
shocked by it. I'm sure Sierra is too.
I don't think Sierra's shocked by it.
Well,
I
by this
think,
whole thing, like I thought this person was my friend, Like at some point she thought this person was her friend.
yeah, and I think that that's one of the more hurtful parts of it too. And then when you look at, obviously, like there is an interracial friendship dynamic that I've
Right.
experienced myself, where you have a friend who, again, and a lot of it is also an insecure girl thing.
Right.
If you have somebody that you feel intimidated by, not that is intimidating you, but like that you feel intimidated by, and to be chosen over that person, like that contest level of like the ultimate, like, I was
I
chosen,
win.
he chose me, I am like, he chose me over a model. He chose me. It wasn't my friend that he chose me over. It was, he chose me over all these models and all these girls. I'm the one that he's going to get serious with and love and care about. It's the I can fix him. And it was the same with Kyle. Like, it's I can fix him. I can fix him. I can fix him. I am obviously the only person on the earth who knows this person and can connect with this person. And I'll be damned if I'm going to stop what I want because it hurts a girl that I know. She's not really a friend. It's a coworker. That's what this comes down to, is you were treating her like a coworker. And I like, it always goes back. Were you at BravoCon?
Mm-hmm.
So did you go to Kyle's set?
No, I think that was the night before I got there.
So I think about that night, and like we're up in the booth and such, and
Yeah.
like I have this eye line right here, and it's like Kyle is DJing, and who's in the DJ booth with Kyle the entire time? It's West.
Hmm.
Like West was there at Amanda was not there, but West was at this thing. West is gonna go where the fans and the people that adore him are.
Right.
And like, I'm just remembering all of the behaviors, kind of like, even when she like would walk through a space, like it wasn't like, obviously, like her and Kyle were not like walking around together or anything like that, but it was just a very weird vibe around it. And I don't know, I'm trying to think about it in a Grace situation, like how to have grace for her, but I feel like with Amanda there's so much insecurity that guides decisions. I think
Yes.
she is guided by that like male centered insecurity. And you have like other women who are hot. And it's the same thing like when you look back at her like holding hands with Craig under the table. Like, you need to feel desired. You're
Right.
not feeling desired necessarily by Kyle. You probably also are not able to connect with Kyle anymore because there's so much mistrust in a relationship. And that's understandable. What's not understandable is intentionally choosing this, intentionally, like, there was fun in it for them, like the sneaking around, like Sierra and Maya said, there's a lot of
Yeah.
like joy for them in it because it's a secret and it's tawdry, and then that brings in the passion, and then it's, you confuse the passion and the secrecy and the excitement for actual long-term love.
Exactly. Because that's going to go away. And that's going to
Mm-hmm.
go away any minute. Like, do you have a hard out for when you believe this relationship will end? Like, I give it 3 months.
Oh, I don't even know if I give it that long. I feel like on principle, they might try to like
Yeah.
make it work. Do I think he's actually like 100% invested in it and not seeing
No.
other people? No.
The fact that we don't know the date that he told her he had feelings, but it was definitely like, well, we know they kissed in March. And I know that this is like going by their timeline is like kind of stupid, but we know he slept with Miha on March 23rd. So you slept with her post kissing Amanda. That is just so weird. And if you liked her that much, and if you guys are like in love but not really saying it, and you want this whole commitment thing, you went ahead and slept with Miha. And I just can't understand her mentality on that, unless it's what you said, where it's like at the end of the day, he's breaking up with Miha. He's not going to be with Sierra. He chooses me. And that's what gives me self-worth. He chooses me. But look at who chose you, right? You know what I mean? Like that's no prize pig. That's nothing to write home about, is what they would say. And Lindsay
Sir,
was
your
so
only good thing is that you look kind of like Robin Williams when he was in the Don't Worry, Be Happy video. Okay? Like that is it. Like, ooh, don't worry, please go off my screen.
this man who's sending little flaccid dicks to everybody, right? Like, what are you
Why would
doing?
you do and oh my god,
Why?
that when they flashed back to that scene, I got so mad again because sir, how dare you come out here? We are not doing this. And it felt so planned
A
the
lot of
way
people
that it was.
think that.
Oh
I don't know.
man,
I can't decide.
I feel like, oh man, my nudes got leaked. And you're talking about it all loud at the reunion, like as you're coming out on stage, like, oh, like golly gee willikers, guys. I somehow someone got a picture of my penis that I sent out. Oh, like first and foremost, I guarantee you almost nobody on the other receiving end wanted to see it to begin with. There's nothing
No.
appealing about it, people.
First
Please
of all,
stop
nobody
sending them.
ever does that, but that's just an aside, right? Like men, if you're listening, which I know there are probably no men listening, but like nobody wants this, okay? Nobody's like, ooh, that's a good one. Anyways, I used to do
No.
stand up and I always had so many dick pic jokes because people would send them to me all of the time. I once got one next to a remote control, I guess to size it up. I was in the middle of an improv class. We're on break. I go and I look at my phone and I'm like, and I go, what the fuck is this? He writes back, who is this? And I said, who is this? The person you just sent a dick pic to. How many people are you sending pictures of your dick to? Wild. Anyways, nobody wants this, was my
And look,
point.
literally, I was going through like a big thing when I started with Star Wars, and there was a man who every single solitary day for like 6 months sent me the same, like a picture. And it was like a thing, and it's because it's a control thing. It's a like, I know I've made you uncomfortable. I know, and it's like the dumbest way to harass
I
somebody
never
because it's
thought
like,
about that. Wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
it
No,
is.
you're
Think about it
right.
because
You're right.
it's like when somebody like a flasher, like they have that moment of pure
Ah,
control over your emotions and your feelings to like set you in that moment. And it's just kind of because they know you don't want it. Like it's not like I remember
do
what was
they?
this movie?
Okay.
There's this movie called 100 Girls, and they were talking about they're like nobody wants to see it. It's like elbow skin. It's loose elbow skin. Nobody wants to see it. Sorry. But like I cannot get over the fact that he sat there like, oh man, my penis. Like this
Oh,
is not going to
goodness.
distract from the fact this whole conversation was led by your penis, sir. We don't need photographic evidence.
It was
Like
led by just the tip. Let's move on to West and Kyle since we're talking about them. So their conversation was May 20th. I thought it was interesting that West has never been to Kyle and Amanda's apartment. I
that's a
say that
whole
because, like,
ass
I thought
lie. I
Kyle,
don't believe it. I don't
no,
believe it. I do not believe that.
I don't mean about like the situation. I mean, like, if you've been friends with these people for 3 years, why haven't you been to their apartment? Like, their apartment. Like, why, if you're such good
Mm.
friends with Kyle, which Kyle says, Kyle's like, you and I were great friends. That's why I'm so hurt that you did this. We went to Toronto together. He keeps saying, I bring that up because I'm from Toronto. But this is your best bud and he's never been to your house. That's kind of weird, no?
Yeah, and I think about that too. And it's like that part of it is what feels like a lie. And I think that's why Kyle kind of made the face that he did.
Mm,
And like, do I believe when Kyle is like out of town and she's not going to those things that Wes never, ever, ever came to their house the way that those dogs were reacting? Or like, even if
dogs,
she took
no.
the dog, those like literally every time that dog could get free. And I don't know if it's because he smelled Amanda on West.
Mm.
And I thought about that too. It's like,
But he's probably
maybe.
spent a lot of time with West. It really reminded me of Scandival and Hippie, right? Because like everybody was like, Hippie loves Sandoval, and probably because he's been spending so much time with him. Like it's this, the similarities are wild. But like my biggest takeaway from this was like, and this was Kyle's takeaway too. He basically said this on Threads that like it was like talking in circles. He didn't even come into it having watched the show. He didn't come into it with any sort of plan. And him just sort of acting like he didn't even know what love was. I thought that that was interesting too. Like when Kyle's saying, when did you fall in love with my wife? And he's like, I told her I loved her, last summer. And he had to explain, I have female friends like Lindsay, and I tell Lindsay I love her, but I'm not in love with her. What I'm asking is when you fell in love with my wife, right? If you're not even able to know what love even is, get the fuck out of this. What are you talking about? Get out of here. What are you doing here?
It's the whole thing with West for me is ever since that first season when it was like the breakout star, the this, I was like, this is gonna be a hard fall for you, buddy. Because it is like you came in, you played in Sierra's face, then you get a whole season of like, well, it's me. Like Sierra hates me. Why does Sierra hate me? She hates you because you did hateful shit to her.
Yeah.
What part of it does not make sense to you? And to see him sit there in Kyle's face when he said, "Do you like want like the whole like truth?"
Did
That
you give
man,
it? I didn't hear it.
that man is so fortunate because the look on Kyle's face, I am so surprised that Kyle did not get up and go, "What the fuck do you mean? Do I want the truth about this whole situation?" Kyle looked like he wanted to punch him in the face. And I am surprised through and what he said, he's like, I don't know, do I punch you in the face? Because even
I
if
wish he
they were
had.
separated, you literally took this man to your parents' house like y'all were bros. You're doing all this stuff. You left a lunch with him to go have lunch with his wife. Like, I'm sorry, but the restraint that Kyle has shown in this situation, and I think it's mostly led by the fact of Kyle is like, I am not perfect. I cannot point a finger. And that's why he still is in like supportive mode of this woman that he was in love with or loved for all of these years. Because for Kyle, he is like, he knows what he's done. He knows what people think he's done in all of these different aspects. So he knows that if he's, I think he's thinking like this is a man who's been on reality TV for 10 years. He knows
Right.
he can't come in and be like, Anakin, I have like, it's like he doesn't have the higher ground. Like he doesn't have the higher ground. He's gonna get his
Right.
legs chopped off and fall into the lava and get burned off and then have to be in a suit. That's Darth Vader, but still, it's the principle of it.
That being said, I feel like, if he had come at West, I feel like we would have been supportive. I I guess I'm kind of impressed. I don't even know the word to call it because we know that Kyle has done so many terrible things. We know he was a shitty husband, but I guess I'm kind of impressed with the way he's navigating this. I guess it's kind of impressive to not take sides and not kind of like, and to still maintain a relationship with Amanda and to still care about her and to even have this sit down with West, which honestly really seemed more so for him to feel better, for Kyle to feel better about Amanda's future, right? Which again, infantilizing Amanda,
Mm-hmm.
but it still shows just that he has that much like wherewithal and care, and for him to not to punch him in the face. I mean, should I be impressed with Kyle Cook a little? Can I give him a
Okay,
little?
again, just like with Lindsay Hubbard, I love Kyle Cook. Like if it was in my 20s and not my 40s back in the day, Kyle Cook would have ruined my life. I say the same thing about Austin Kroll. Like those two people probably
Fair.
would have ruined my life. So, bro, I get it. But it's like I think with Kyle, again, it's this is a really hard situation for him because for him, it's probably a lot of like, what did I do in this situation to push her here to the point of no return? But you also see in this last season, and probably if you go back and you kind of look under it a little bit, is Amanda weaponizing her friends in the house against Kyle? And you're not seeing necessarily a video or anything like that. Like, yeah, of course, we've seen like videos of Kyle talking to a girl in the club, but it's the way that she like smiles as people have attacked him that I
Yep.
do have a lot of empathy for Kyle in this situation because I feel like Kyle was earnestly trying to save their marriage. I feel like
I do
Kyle, like the
too.
fact that he went to therapy and all of these things. So for him to be actively in the situation where he's trying to like, he's doing all of the things that you've asked him to do outside of quitting being a DJ, which he needs to do to make sure that you guys are okay and that he can pay these loans and keep this company afloat. So there's a line in by Dennis Haysbert in Love and Basketball. He's like, we got just enough savings to keep your fine ass in Gucci and gold. And so like that's how I feel about this situation where it's
Yeah.
like, especially when you find out like she was not like doing like her part of stuff.
Yeah.
Like for I worry about when it hits him. Like
I feel
when
like it was
does
hitting him in little moments. Like in the third part of the reunion, you would see him go in and out of crying. And I felt like it was hitting him in little moments. That's just sort of how I took it. But I so agree with you because I don't feel like the gravity of this is fully weighed on him yet, because then maybe he'll have a bigger reaction then. I think he's probably still in shock by all of this because remember, at Watch What Happens Live, when this was brought to his attention, he was still sort of laughing about it. He's like, I don't think this is true. Like, it seems very reckless, right? Because it seemed so out there and crazy. And if you think about it in time, this was really only like a couple of months ago, a few months ago, right? So and so much has happened since then, right? It's been like a
Mm.
whirlwind for all of them. So he probably hasn't had time to sit with himself and those thoughts. But I think he should go to therapy for the end of this relationship for himself. I mean, just because it is just so complex, right? The last 10 years, you've now admitted you weren't in love for a portion of that time. You weren't having sex for a portion of that time. You kind of hated each other. I just feel like for him to sort of really come out of this and like be successful in another relationship, I think he needs to do some therapy. Only just because, like, I don't mean he's done anything like horrible. I just mean like, and I don't think that's what therapy is either. Like, we all go to therapy. I just mean like, I just think it would be so beneficial after just such a clusterfuck of a relationship.
Yeah, and it's such a long time coming
Yeah,
out of those relate like a relationship of 10 plus years, a
can't
marriage,
imagine.
a life that you thought you were building together. And even for Amanda, like that has to be jarring to realize, like, damn, I risked it all. Like I truly and genuinely risked it all for this situation. And she's like, there has to be a payoff. Like it's kind of like one of those, like, if you guys don't stay together and get married, like what was it all for? Like why? And Wes, when that man sat there, it's very frustrating to me the way he could not answer, like, are you in love with her? And I think it's because the answer is like, no. I think he's now stuck in this situation. And I think
Yep.
he's also one of the people who's like, any press is good press.
I hate that about him. What did you think about that weird little moment when he said, this probably won't air because I'm done with TV or something? What was it? Do you think that was him already knowing that he wasn't invited back, or is that him saying, I'm not coming back? Like, what was that? What did you think that was?
That is spoken like a true self producer, which is one of my least
Explain.
favorite things in all of reality television.
Okay.
It's the like, oh, well, this is how we're gonna do. We're gonna go into this conversation and we're gonna do it like this. We need to hit this point, this point, this point, this point,
Mm-hmm.
because the viewers will be back on our side if we do XYZ. The viewers
Right.
will understand, but we also have to leave it vague enough that we don't step on our own toes or put our foot in our mouths. And he should have known the second he said this won't air. It's just like Bravo, Bravo, fucking Bravo.
Right.
Of
And then
course
they're
they're
like,
gonna
air
air
it.
it because you think you're getting away with something. You think you're being slick. The producers have the receipts. Like they have all of the receipts, and he still thinks he's smarter than the camera. And that's the problem. Wes thinks he's smarter than the camera, than everyone in the room, and that, like, much to his detriment. Like he has this cool kid syndrome with his adopted personality. And he does, they're so right when they say, like, who is this man? We
Yeah.
don't really know anything about Wes. We know your family has a farm that you love to take people to. We know that you're from the Midwest. And
That's about it.
and
Oh, wait, one part I totally forgot about their sit down. Oh my God, I totally, when he was trying to explain the ways he's tried to pull back from Sierra and make her understand that he's not into her was wild to me. He's like, well, I didn't give her my address one time. And there was another time she wanted to take the bus with us. I did go to her birthday as a friend, but he said something like, I feel like the few times I said no, made was enough to make her understand that I wasn't into her. That's basically the way he said it. It's like I understand, or I said a few kerfuffled things, and I'm pretty sure she garnered what I was putting down. And it's like, dude, what?
it was
Like,
nasty.
it really was. And it was kind of putting blame on Sierra and sort of making her sound like a stalker. Like, she wanted my address. I didn't give it to her. She wanted to come with us here. I wouldn't let her, right? Just kind of making it seem like Sierra is like obsessed with him in a way.
To quote Miss Ariana Maddox, she's she's prettier than you. She's cooler than you. She's funnier than you. Like she doesn't
She's
need
smarter than you.
you.
That
She's
one
smarter
too.
than you. Like,
Get the fuck over it.
gotta love her. It's so frustrating to see that man and his overinflated sense of self.
I
on
know.
my television, especially in this situation where he's owning nothing, saying a whole bunch of nothing because he's worried about the fans in this conversation. He does not give a fuck about Kyle in this situation. Because it's just like, hey man, I'm sorry I fucked your wife. Excuse me. But
No,
that's
totally
it.
swear. Yeah.
Like
And he
that's the
said that a
point.
bunch
Like
of times too. He kind of kept reflecting like, you know, it's going to come off this way if we recorded her. I didn't want you to think that I like gathered my thoughts and then came prepared with a statement. Like everything you're saying is like the pre-planning and the pre-thought, the self-producer.
don't eat a cookie because we're about to do a toast or do a cheers. All of those little things, you see them kind of like, oh, I'm trying to think. There has to be someone on Bravo like that. It was just so transparent. It was like in Housewives or something, but just
Oh,
like,
well, Bryn Whitfield, like on that last season, didn't she tell somebody to like amp it up or do a little bit more? Now you say
uh-huh.
this. Now I say this.
And it's like, no, you're playing reality television. I
Right.
don't want people playing reality television in my reality TV. I want you to come on here and I want to know the good, the bad, the ugly of who you are, because that's why we get invested in these people. That's why we're so invested in their lives. That's why it ends up to the parasocial level that it does, is because we have built a genuine care for these people
Right.
over a number of years. And Wes coming in later in these years and thinking that you're going to get Kyle and Lindsay and Carl fired? Sir,
I need to
how
know more
dare
about that.
you?
And how was he trying to do it? Like, that's just wild. That I have to know more about. Okay, can I keep you
I,
10 more minutes? Do you have time?
you can keep me all the more minutes.
Okay.
I cleared 2 hours for you, girl. We are here to yap.
By the way, sorry, I did send you a 2 hour meeting invite. I didn't mean to. I looked at it. I was like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. That was an
Girl, no,
accident,
dude,
but
I have
we can
two
talk all
hours
day.
worth of feelings.
Okay.
So we
Then
haven't
we'll
even
keep
got to the
going.
Mayha sit
Yeah.
down of it all.
Right. Okay. So let's get to the Sierra and Miha sit down. This is May 27th, which is literally like 2 weeks ago, right? I died. So, I mean, one of the things I just loved about this scene was Sierra talking about all the things that just happened, like her being on threads and her mom being like, you got to get off thread. She's
Get
like,
on there.
I got to do a cartwheel, right? I'm like, yes. Because that was 5 minutes ago, right? It's not like I remember that. That was amazing. But like people are kind of coming down on Miha for having had a 6 hour conversation with West post reunion. I mean, she sort of, I'm going to read what she
Did
said
you see
because she
what
came out
Lindsay
in the
said this
comments.
morning? Because she's still talking to him.
She's still talking to him. And then I guess she was getting backlash. So she started saying things online. So she said, guys, I know it's pathetic to speak to an ex, but have we not all been down bad for a man we shouldn't be? I loved him a lot and our relationship ended in the blink of an eye. I'm not trying to get back together with him, I promise. You don't need to promise for us. This has been one of the most heartbreaking experiences of my life, and it's been made even harder with it being public and for people to dissect. Sometimes I just need to yell and hear the person I cared about most apologize. I'm not proud of it, but I'll admit it. I'm so beyond grateful for Kyle, Lindsay, and especially Sierra for giving me the opportunity to tell my story. Sierra and I's bond over our shared experience is something that means the absolute world to me. I don't know what I would have done without her support. That's my girl, no matter what. I want to give this girl grace. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no?
Because
Do
she
you want to
doesn't
give her
have the
grace?
platform. Sierra
No.
knows that she didn't have the platform, and Sierra gave her a platform to air her hurt because she was also hurt in the situation. And I think that that's kind of getting lost in the translation of it, is like, no matter, like, yeah, it feels a bit off, but I think that that was the point of it. I don't think Sierra was like, let's just get together and bash West. She was like, I think that you need to have a space because, one, like, you weren't at the reunion, but I called you from the reunion. So you in that are now a part of the story. So your voice deserves to be heard. But I also think that there was no way in Hades that Sierra was going to sit down with West or Amanda, especially after
No.
the reunion. And especially because Amanda and that eye roll the entire reunion and just oh, like, oh, fuck off. Like, girl,
The
shut.
fuck off came so quickly if you watch it again, like before Sierra had
Mm-hmm.
even come at her whatsoever, right? It came really quickly. And it was only because Sierra said something like, you're hanging out with West friends. And she's like, fuck off, not West friends. And it's like, why is that so offensive to you? I thought you love West and his friends. Isn't that what makes you feel young again?
Oh my gosh. What do you mean feel young again, girl? You're on TV. You had a
Not very
whole
old either.
opportunity to go and live like the best life possible in
Go
like
get
New
Botox. You'll
York.
feel young again.
Oh my gosh. Like, girl, get a like a somatic massage or something. Go
But
get
can
your
you imagine
stress
that she
out.
goes to the massage therapist and she's like, you've made me feel young again. You've made me feel in a way I haven't felt in years. Are you and I meant to be together? That's what
That's
she's doing.
ridiculous. It's like going to a strip club and being like, she keeps coming over here. Do you it's
It is exactly
Are we
that.
a thing right now? That stripper loves me. Like
Amanda
that's
Petula
a
would go to a strip club and be in heaven thinking all of these men want to be in a long-term relationship with her. That is so true and funny.
to be fair, once I did tip $100 at a strip club because I did think that the lady was into me, but she was not. So, but money well spent. Great dance. Man,
100%. I'm sure it
fantastic
was a
time.
great time. Um, the whole Italy thing was really interesting too, because Miha is basically saying she's having a conversation with Wes. She's like, why don't you go ahead, go to Italy, go to your family's wedding. She assumed he was going by himself. Then he brings Amanda, which we all saw. And I love that producers, like, you know how people are kind of saying that producers are like
Don't
trying to
like
give,
Wes.
not that, like, yes, they totally fucking hate Wes, like with all of the throwbacks of like clips of Miha or mentions of Miha and stuff. But I feel like they were doing the same with Amanda. I mean, showing like the spit in the mouth picture, like people are saying
Ugh.
that they think production is trying to like give her a redemption arc. And I feel like by showing shit like that, I don't think they're trying to save her. I really don't. I don't see any ways that production is really like going out of their way or bending over backwards to protect this girl. Like, and she's sinking her own ship, right? She just
Bro, did we not watch Flavor of Love and see what happened when
no,
Pumpkin
we
decided
didn't.
to spit
Why?
on New
Tell me.
York? Pumpkin spits on New York. Have you never
Oh
seen the pumpkin spit? Remember?
no,
Pumpkin,
no.
like, she turns around, she spits on New York during one of the things. New York runs up, grabs her by the back of the head, and like yanks her. And this was like season one Flavor of Love. And she, like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. She literally like spit on her. So the motion of seeing her, like Amanda, like, I don't know if she really spit in his mouth or what, but regardless, that is to me like there are certain things as a Southerner that are very disrespectful to me. Pointing at people,
Okay.
talking about people in like a truly hateful way, like in the bless your heart kind of way,
Right.
like the
Bless
older
your
Southern ladies.
heart.
It's like bless your heart, you're a little hot panty, like that they'll say to like a 10-year-old or something and be like, I saw that girl talking to a man, she's a hoe. But like the other one, you will not spit at me. You will not put your fingers in my face or your hand in my face. So to be spitting on someone and like acting like this is a love and affection moment, that was so nasty. I'm
It really
sorry. It makes
was.
me, I don't care what, listen, no, not to kink shame, but you didn't have to like put it out there.
Their whole relationship feels dirty. And it's like, aside from the whole, like, how we look at it, right? Like, they're always just going to like these dirty, dingy bars, wearing each other's clothes, looking
Taking
like they just
showers
got
in
out
the
of bed,
pool.
not showering. I don't know, man. Like, if this is what she considers like long-term love,
Do you
okay.
remember when he said, I'm going to go take a showie? And he just went, first of all,
No, I did not
showie.
even say
My
shall we?
toddler doesn't even. He said, I'm going to take a showie. And he ran outside and he jumped in the pool. This was this season.
I missed
I'm dead because I was so appalled and just like, I texted Kendrick last night
Yeah,
after I saw the kid, Kendrick Tucker. We love you.
yeah, I know.
But
I
there's
cannot.
I sent him a thing because he posted the picture about Wes trying to get them fired. And I just sent him back. I said, in my brain, all I hear is you going, I know you fucking lying. Like it's all I heard over and over in my head was just like, I know you fucking lying. Like it just is such a like jarring thing. But there is something I really want to address, if you don't mind.
Ooh, tell me.
It is something that has bothered me for a while, and it's the okay. So with Scandival, one of the things that people would always say is like, oh, like, well, Ariana got XYZ. She got
Right,
this, she got that. But what I think that, and it's also with this situation as well, like, yeah, you're seeing opportunities and great opportunities come to these people because one, they have the talent to back it up. They have Sierra is a fantastic host. I'm a professional host. I can tell you when a host sucks, can't read a teleprompter, can't do their stuff. She's great. She's quick. She's off the cuff. Ariana went to freaking school for theater and acting
right.
and all those things. She was in a position where any kind of moment where she got an opportunity, she could take it and elevate it. However, those things and the perks don't erase the hurt. And I think about like, yeah, it's kind of like I remember like I was like super depressed in like 2020, like my dad had passed, postpartum, all this stuff. But I started working and I buried myself in work and I kept doing as much as possible and just adding stuff and shows, whatever I could do, shows, add more stuff, add more stuff, add more stuff. And it's you're running. You're in this constant race of trying to like one get away from the hurt that's like there by
Right.
keeping yourself so busy and so active that you don't have a moment to sit with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people need to stop being like, oh, well, she got the Ariana, like she got this, Ariana got this. Yes, they got those things. This situation may have helped elevate their platforms or put them on another level, but to use that to be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be mad because XYZ, I think is extremely unfair. And
It's
I
like
felt that
drugs almost.
way.
It's like drugs make you feel better, but they don't take away what was actually going on, right? It masks it. So she gets all these
Exactly. But
opportunities and that masks it. It doesn't
yeah, and
take
the
away.
lights go off at some point.
Right.
The lights go off, the lights go down, and all you're left with is the thoughts of like people you genuinely loved and trust betraying you and playing in your face. And I don't think that there's any amount of money or success or fame that like can be used to validate
No.
that feeling. And I think it's just like, yes, it's there. Yes, these are like now it's kind of a like a thing and you want to use the term, but I think using it and using those people as a term, we kind of are dehumanizing them in a moment and taking away from their genuine pain.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
I completely concur. I completely agree with what you're saying, right? Like, and it's something that people constantly say, Ariana's fine. She's got all these opportunities. Look at Sierra. She's fine. Again, it doesn't take away what's really going on inside. The lights go off at night. And I wonder for Sierra, I mean, I've obviously never been through something like this, but I also believe that like these friend groups on these shows are so tightly woven in because of what they've been through. Like it's such a different experience for everybody that it's that much more hurtful. Like I can't even if I can't imagine this situation, right? Like how do you ever trust a friend again? Like even her friends Paige and Hannah, right? Like they've done nothing to her, but like neither did Amanda. So just to have a friend flip on you like that, someone that you considered so close to you, someone you didn't consider a show friend, like Amanda did, obviously, but Sierra didn't, I don't think. And so, like, how do you trust your friends ever again, even the ones you've known for years? Because you don't know if any of those people are going to flip a switch on you. I think that that would fuck with me so hard. Like, it would make
Because
me
you
say, like,
can't.
question everyone in my life.
But and then that's already someone who has trust issues, who has been very vocal about that, and who told you up front. And the thing that irks me even more is the fact that we know that she told him, I don't want this unless someone is serious. I don't want to be intimate. I have already experienced this on television. I do not want to be in that place again.
Right.
Please don't put me in that situation. And he sweet talked and he lied and manipulated and twisted. And for him to act like he wasn't doing like little touches with Sierra. And again, the disservice of them not watching the episode so
Right.
that you can see the way that you come across when you are making out with her doing ear stuff or whatever. Like it is so frustrating to me to sit there and watch. Knowing Sierra's watched all of this, knowing Kyle said it's the hardest episode he's had to watch in 10 years. You guys could have potentially destroyed an income and an environment for everyone around you.
Right.
And you have zero concern for it. Like zero, just, oh my gosh. And like, I appreciate Sierra and getting to see her. And when I like getting to see her in a little element. She's like doing her little flower setup. I'm like, you go, girl. You're so cute. And Sierra for me is an extremely important character. Obviously, she's the first like Black woman on Summer House in a regular capacity. She is just like, and I'm going to be really, really candid about this because I
Yeah.
thought about it last week and I like started crying. So my dad passed away in 2020 from COVID, and he was in the hospital. He was alone, and I think the thing that like hurts me the most is knowing that like people like Sierra were the people that were with my dad in those last moments, like the people who, in their own fear and their own pain, like sat beside people. Like, I don't even want to know how often she had to see like what my one experience was. And that's fathers and mothers and daughters and all of these things. And the kind of heart that you have to do that, to like deal with that. And I have a lot of respect for her and for like showing a different side and perspective, and just like there's no stereotypes, there's no anything. Like she's breaking the mold of just like this idea that people have of like who Black women are.
Mm-hmm.
And so like to watch people like play in her face and just be like, just have to watch her cry and be disrespected, it genuinely hurts my feelings. Like
Yeah.
I don't know her like in the same way like with Scandival. Like I know Ariana, I love her. Like I have that like deep care for her, and I like seeing her in pain. Like these two situations of just like seeing people with like genuinely good hearts just like have to get crushed. And like, yeah, you got Love Island, you got all these things, but like you're still a person with feelings. And I don't want that to get lost, because people are so quick to want to be like, oh, but like, what about Amanda like made a mistake? We can't hold it over her head forever. Like, no, like you hurt them. You hurt them. Like, let that be for a minute.
Yeah.
Let them sit in that hurt before you immediately start saying like, oh, like her feelings aren't valid. Her feelings aren't valid. If you had a man sit there and play in your face for 3 years continuously, even up till the point where he was found out, he was still playing in her face. Like,
And we have to remember that she's probably getting hate as well. You know what I mean? Like she may be getting all of these amazing opportunities, but like, you know, in the comments or in her DM, she's probably still getting a ton of hate as well, which would not exist if it weren't for this situation with West and Amanda. So they haven't even thought about the repercussions that Sierra would have to face just by them being in a relationship and having people have a comment on it.
and I think that what people miss, like people don't understand, it's kind of like when you look at the dynamics of like The Bachelor and you look at like the numbers of like, say, like a lead, like it took Rachel was at like 650,000, but you have like a Hannah who's at like 1 million or 2 million or 3 million. And there's just such a different thing, especially when you have like people who try to say like Black women aren't desirable or beautiful or all of these things. What's really fascinating to me is just like, it's just, I know what her inbox looks like. Okay. Like, I've been a forward facing Black woman in entertainment for 10 years in some of the largest fandoms in the world, which are gate kept by the most into. I mean, I play Dungeons and Dragons professionally. I host for Star Wars. I literally had a year and a half of death threats and slurs in my inbox. And I still get them. Like I've been called a man this week like 14 times on a post that I've had to like go in and just be like, one, this is transphobic and I'm not engaging. Two, like I would be a really pretty man first and foremost. But like it's just the like I saw slurs this week that I didn't even know existed. And they have a list on my like the security people that handle my cybersecurity. They have an entire list of slurs that should not like that are flagged so that I don't have to see them. People have found ways around that. Like, do
Jesus
you know how like
Christ.
ignorant you have to be? So if I'm getting that and I'm not on like I'm known in my circles, but imagine being on a global scandal right now, and the people that want to blame her and to be like, oh well, obviously like it's something she did, obviously like she like he doesn't want to be with her, she needs to get over it. And those people take that parasocial access and decide to be assholes. So I cannot imagine how nasty her inbox looks right now. I
Mhm.
cannot imagine what the last month of just like people trolling her about something that happened to her.
Right.
Like I can't even like imagine, and it's very real. And I think
Yeah.
people, again, this is another opportunity to say you don't have to say everything that comes to your mind to people you don't know online. You
Thank
do
you.
not have to jump in somebody's inbox and be hateful. Like just even like look at the again Bachelor contestants, Bravo celebrities, all of these different people that experience so much. Oh my God, Brad on Southern Charm. I can't even like Southern Hospitality. I can't even imagine what his inbox looks like with
Yeah.
people like being defensive. And the funny thing about those people is they'll get in your inbox and they'll be like, hey, you're racist against white people, you N word. And it'll be like, that is a verbatim quote from one of the
What?
messages in my inbox. I shit you not. They found my email and sent me this message, and that was the message. And I'm like, sir, you do you see what's not clocking to you? And it's such a weird thing to have to navigate. I cannot, like, again, I can't imagine what her inbox looks like right now. And I can't imagine, like, and I'm sure she's hopefully not looking at it. But the thing when people tell you to ignore stuff like that when it's happening and it's
So
heavy
hard.
and so loud is that it's, yeah, you could tell people to ignore it, but you do have to know something exists to know that you have to ignore it.
Yeah.
And especially if it's like back to back to back to back to back to back to back.
And we know it affects
That
her. I mean, remember her bringing it up about Austin, right? How people were like sending her messages being like, you just let another white guy play in your face and stuff like that. And that stuff really, really affected her. So
we had
look
a
at what
whole
you're doing
sit
to
down.
perpetuate that situation.
They had a whole sit down about it this season. And I was so happy that Sierra had support from Mia and KJ to back her up and be like, she's not playing the victim. She is telling you about experience. She's not playing a card. She's not doing anything. This is very real. And people are not just judging. And it's, again, like with Sheena, it's people that are judging you off of your behavior from 10 years ago, or judging
Right.
you off of this idea that they have, or a mistake that you made, and you never get to outlive that mistake because that
Right.
mistake lives on in reruns and in perpetuity on Peacock. And so people, especially people that are new coming in and establishing their opinions, like, they don't see season 10 growth. They're still seeing like season 1. And so then it's like, oh, I got Twitter, I got Threads. I'm about to tear you a new one for some shit you did in 2003. It's like,
Yeah. And Sierra,
it
I think, has said that. I
absolutely,
think she said people have come at me for things that happened like 2 years ago because they just started watching.
yes. And it's insane that you have to
Yeah.
like deal with that. But I don't think people understand just how much that has to be to deal with and to process. And honestly, from the perspective of someone who has dealt with a large amount of online harassment, I even understand Amanda being like, I don't want to engage with this. On that level, I can have the grace to say, I understand how it feels to have to bear that. And it is hard. And I am sorry that people will take it and be that ugly about it.
But the difference I
And
feel is like what Amanda is getting online is based on her own actions. And
mm-hmm.
while what Sierra might be getting online in terms of negativity is based on somebody else's actions. While Amanda has this
Exactly.
whole time acted like the victim and everything happens to her, this actually did happen to Sierra, right? She took no part in this. This happened to her. And they haven't taken any, not just accountability for hurting your friend, because is that a big deal? Absolutely. But all the repercussions that have come out of this, right? Have amazing things happen to Sierra? For sure. But like I said, she's probably getting these horrible hate messages. She's dealing with like the pain of losing friends. There is just so many repercussions of this that they didn't even seem to consider. And I still don't think they have. I don't think they
And I
give
still
two
don't think they
shits.
care.
No.
I don't think they care. I do not, especially what was it? What was the moment? Was it West or was it Sierra? No. There's like every time Amanda is asked about Sierra, I think for her, she feels like that was so long ago. That shouldn't count.
Yeah.
But as the person who Sierra cried with about this situation and talked to, like, that just makes it feel like even like grimier.
It's insidious.
It is.
It
It
is.
is.
It's a
It's
horror movie.
diabolical. It is diabolical. That is the only word for it, because it's just the sitting in the face and just, she had fun with this. And I think she still, regardless of the pushback, is like, as long as he chooses me and continues to choose me, I'm going to ride this out. And I mean, you remember the episode when she was like sneaking into the house, like in her like first season, when she was like still like
Yeah.
Kyle's side piece, like, or not side piece, but like secret girlfriend. Oh, secret girlfriend. That just triggered the thought. Sorry, I have ADHD. But
Yeah. Tell me.
it was the
Oh, the
secret
Miha?
girlfriend part of it. It's no, not even just that. It's when you are, if you've ever dated someone that has treated you like a secret and has like kept it under wraps and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden like they bring someone who's your polar opposite, and it's like flaunting that person, like out with that person, putting it in your face, but they could never like even acknowledge that they were with you and that they like lowered themselves.
Yeah.
And as much like I genuinely think so much of that comes down to like, oh, there's there's just so much and like layers of this entire situation. And like if you've ever been in that situation where you were a secret for somebody,
Yes.
there's a level of pain that comes with that. There's a level of why am I not good enough? And it makes me sad that Sierra ever has to sit and wonder if she's good enough because of a malevolent, calculating man who
But
tried
she
to
will
use
think
her
that.
and her platform to raise himself up.
Right. And we
He's a
know she's
trash
going to think
dumbass.
that because she's communicated that before, right? Like how she just wants to be good enough for someone. Why isn't anyone considering her good enough? And like, I think there's something to be said about like, him not wanting to be in an established relationship with Sierra or him not wanting to be in a public relationship with Miha. I mean, I don't know Miha's background, but based on her name, I would assume she's Hispanic. Sierra's a black woman. And it really seems like the only woman he's willing to be in a public relationship is like a white woman, just like a
A blonde
standard white
one.
woman, a blonde white woman.
And it's and Amanda, you have to think about the waspy dynamics of it as well. Like, I'm sorry, I will never forget that backyard, girl. I will never forget that backyard they got married in. I'm like, oh, Amanda got money, money.
Yeah, you're living nice to the point where you don't even need to worry about your husband's finances at all. You're living just fine.
Yeah,
You're
it's
like,
like you
I
could
don't know what's
leave and
going on with
I'll
Kyle and
buy
his
a house in
finances.
Jersey.
I'll just hand him $117,000 for rent. No big deal. There you go.
It's like it was just sitting in my account
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Daddy write a check. Like
Frank Petula, write it up.
and the thing is, like, I really did like have a point where I was like, oh, like man, I was like, maybe I do like Amanda. Like, but it was the dynamic of her like supporting Lindsay, being there, her and Sierra and Paige, all of them like being there and like supporting Lindsay through the breakup, supporting Paige through her breakup. Like those things that you thought like, I want to see a genuine female friendship on my television.
Right.
I want to see women who are inspired by each other, who aren't threatened by each other, who like when you see your friend win, you're like, hell yeah, girl. Like,
We love
I
that. We
want
wanted
that.
her to win. We wanted her for that for her. We're like, we were all rooting for you.
Girl, you got the magazine, you were getting the endorsements, you were getting all of this stuff, and you risked your own bag for a man that can't shower.
But I
Like,
think what we have established now, and correct me if you disagree, but I think we don't know Amanda. We never have. And I don't think Amanda knows Amanda either. I think she was 24, ended up in a 10-year relationship with someone and took on his, mannerisms and his lifestyle and that kind of thing. Then she moves on to this other guy and sort of takes on his form as well with how he's dressing and what he's doing. But who is Amanda Petula? And she, like Lindsay said, you need to take that time. Actually, I don't know if it's true, but even West made that suggestion to her. Like, do you want to take the time to be single and figure yourself out? And I think it's very clear that she just wanted to like get the attention from a man to make herself feel better so she wouldn't have to sit in those feelings. But girl, you need to sit in those feelings. You need to sit in it. You need to go through it, as Lindsay said. You need to know what it's like to be single, figure out who you are. And once you know who you are and you love yourself, then you can be with somebody else. What's that thing that
can't love
they say
yourself
on Drag
unless
Race?
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't love yourself until you love somebody else.
It's like, oh, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself, baby.
Yeah, something like
But
that.
and I think with Amanda again, like it's the issue of I've never been told no.
Right.
It's I've never been told no. I've wanted to get the stuff that I want, and so I do. Like I see it, I like it,
I
I
wanted
got it.
about it.
And like that's really like kind of how like you have to look at it. Like in the way she weaponizes people, in the way she sits back in the cut and like lets people fight for her so that she stays in this permanent victim space
Mhm.
where it's like Kyle is hurting me, Kyle is doing this stuff. And the thing is, you had an opportunity in this. The way that Lindsay is out there in Kyle's DJ booth, like that could have been you because it's not necessarily about I don't like what you're doing, but you're my partner. This is the thing that you're doing. This is a way to spend time with you. This is a way to support you and to believe in you. And I don't think she believed in him. to like even sit there in that. I don't think that it was like beneath her, but it's not beneath her to go out with Wes because it's fun and because there's no like piece of paper like clinching them together.
Yeah.
It's like the freedom is on the horizon. But she had this opportunity to go and just like excel, go to the next level. But instead, like now you see like a show that feels like it's kind of in limbo. It's like, do we just like move to the city and just leave that and do like a full like Vanderpump style reboot where you take everybody out? And it's like, I don't want that. I don't, and obviously, like, this is their life. It's not about what I want, it's about what they want to do. Like, everybody makes their choices, everybody has to live with their choices, the consequences of their actions, all that fun stuff. But, like, you genuinely affected your friends and you don't have, like, any care at all. And you've known these people long enough where, like, with Wes, it's like, no, like, great. Technically, you guys have spent maybe the equivalent of 2 months together in your lifetime. That makes
Right.
sense that you would not have that same sense of obligation and loyalty to them. And I don't think that Amanda had any loyalty to Sierra whatsoever. I think that Sierra was collateral damage. Sierra was her friend from work, and
It
they
was
went and
nice
did
working
some
with you,
stuff
like
together.
she said in that last episode.
Exactly. Like that was it. Like it was a pleasure to work with you. She knew some shit at that point. 1000%. I do
Yeah.
not, there is nothing in me that believes anything about their timeline.
Oh, me neither. I mean, what, like, are you a July or June 2025 person? Like, when do you believe this truly started physically?
Before that,
You think before that? Before June 2025? When do you think it started?
it's for me, it was like all again, like Kyle said, like all of the little intimate gestures, all of
Hmm.
the touches, all of the like, I love you, all of that kind of stuff. Like the how willing West was to like fight. I don't think that was seduction or like, look at me, I'm supporting you. I think that was like, I'm supporting my girl. It's like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, like don't talk to her like that. Like, oh, I'm gonna keep pulling my chair up to you and like hugging you and kissing you on the forehead and all of those little things. Like it just seems so. I just don't believe them. I don't believe them. I think that that started before that, especially the way she kept getting like super jealous and like with the like watch my butt as I walk away.
Which we never got anything about. Like, I wish Andy had asked about that on the reunion. So many people wanted to know, like, why she said that or get some sort of answer on it. Not that we really would have, anyways, but like, what was that?
It was
How do you
very
explain that?
like again, it goes back to like pick me, choose
Yeah.
me. Like
Love
hey
me.
me, choose me. Like that is Amanda. Like she is looking for this grandiose love story, this huge love story, but she doesn't understand, I think, that a love story in real life takes work.
Right.
A love story in real life is like admitting you're wrong, is but like owning it and trying to like fix that. She was never genuinely trying to fix things with Kyle. It's like as soon as she moved out, it was like it was a wrap. She had her exit strategy. There's people, it's kind of like when people join housewives to leave their husbands.
But like for somebody who like can't make a decision, it seemed like you were making a very calculated decision. And she was constantly saying that to Kyle, like, you're not involved in the decision. I'm gonna come over. You will show up at the house or you'll show up at the building, you'll speak to the concierge. You don't need a key. Like she has this whole thing planned out. Oh, now I'm doing a 1 year lease that's unfurnished. Like hot, like this is very obvious like where this is going here. You know what I mean? And for somebody who I don't know how to be an adult, it sounds like you made a lot of decisions for yourself and you knew exactly what you were doing.
Oh, 100%. And it, again, it was an exit strategy.
Yeah.
Wes was like, it's like when you're in a relationship and you're not happy in the relationship, but you don't want to just like leave. You can't leave because there's so much life and history and such there. And you don't want to look like the bad guy. But you find an exit strategy. You like, oh, like I have a guy that I can go bounce right into this other like monogamous, monogamous relationship
Exactly.
and just I will never get over Mia being like, you gave up being Kyle's wife to be one of West's side bitches. Like
And she
that was
didn't
a
say, no,
real
I'm
thing.
not. She didn't say, we're in a monogamous relationship. Like, she wasn't even shutting it down.
And imagine how embarrassing it must be to sit there on a stage of like all these people that you hurt because you fell in love with a dude that can't even say he loves you.
Or he
Like
can't
can't
even
even
say it
say
to
like I like.
himself, which was the weirdest. He doesn't know what love is, which is fine, I guess, but then don't be in a relationship. Like, don't even
And
try to
he's
establish a relationship.
is Wes is in his 30s also, right?
I think he's like 31 or 30. He was like 28 or 29 when he started the show. So I want to say he's like 31, but he's younger than her. He's like a few years younger than her.
Any man over 26, I hold mentally accountable. You know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. You at that
Absolutely.
point in life should know better. However, oh, this is what I was going to say.
Ooh.
One of the things with Amanda and with a lot of people that you see in reality stars and with famous people in general is the age that you get famous is the age you stay mentally because
Oh, interesting. I love that.
your life kind of gets stunted in a way.
That's
So you
true.
think about this fact that you get stuck in like a bar scene, like you look at
Mhm.
like a Jax or one of those type of people that came in and they are forever mentally stuck in this age that they were.
Right.
Amanda came in and she's always been in that role of like young, naive, blah, 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 blah. And so she still is Amanda that we met 10 years ago.
Exactly. And that's why she needs to take that time to grow up, be on her own, and do all of that. But like she's so much more concerned about that male attention and having that male gaze on her than she is about figuring out who she is. And I feel like this is gonna be one of those situations where 6 months, a year down the road, she has a sit down with somebody and she realizes or she admits that this was all stupid and she made a mistake and she wasn't being an adult about it and she didn't know who she was. And it's like, but we told you all this. We told you all this.
I
I
don't
don't know,
believe
man.
that though. I
No,
genuinely believe that she will continue to blame Sierra.
forever.
I think
Oh
that
yeah.
both of them blame Sierra. They're like, if he had never hooked up with Sierra, then they could have gone with the
Right.
storyline of, oh, he was supportive of me when Kyle and I were going through it. And then they set this tone of like him doing all the sweet stuff in the house and supporting her this summer. So that way, when they come in as a couple next summer, post divorce and everything that they've kept under wraps, Wes gets to then usurp Kyle and take over that role, not only the role of Kyle, but the role of Kyle and his wife. Like
Yeah.
he has a
The head of
supporting
the
piece.
house, the king and queen of the house.
It's like a vertical. It's like one of those things where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna be with her. She's so much better than you, and she's got all this money, and we're gonna be together forever. And then all of a sudden, like that, like you find out that person is also like super wealthy, and they bankrupt you within like 10 minutes. Like that's this. That's 100% this situation. We'll make it work. We'll fix it in post.
Krystina Arielle, thank you so much for being here. This was such an amazing chat. I really felt like we got through all the nuances of it. I loved hearing your takes. This was just one of the best, conversations I've ever had about Summer House. Why don't you tell the people where they can follow you and find you and see all the great things that you got going on?
Yay. So I am Krystina Arielle, Krystina Arielle. Spell it wrong and you get the wrong person. But
Mm.
you can catch me all summer. I'm going to be on the road, so which is wild. It is convention season, so you can catch me at San Diego Comic Con. You can catch me at Gen Con in Indiana, in Indianapolis. And oh, also D23. So I'll be at the D23 Expo. So you'll see me on some stage if you're there. And oh, I also have a new Princess Tiana cosplay that I'm going to wear for D23. And I'm very excited about it because I
Very
already did Princess
cool.
Tiana and I had like the full, like fluffy dress, but I have another one of her costumes and I'm very, very excited about it. So keep your eyes open. But you can follow me on Instagram, mostly on Threads because that's where I live. It's my house, it's where all my friends are. So that's pretty much where I reside. Oh, also, I have a parody vertical short on Infinite Stories. It's called Tell Infinite Stories, but you can also find it tagged on my page and we did a parody called Falling in Love with My Ex's Warlock Patron.
Sounds
And or
pretty
falling
similar
for
to the
my
story, so let's check it out.
it's falling for my ex's Warlock Patron, and I get to be the damsel in distress who might possibly be a lost heiress. So
Oh,
yeah,
love it. Okay,
it's
you are
it's
just
it's pretty
killing it
great.
at life. Everyone, please go follow Krystina. And thank you so much for being here.
Oh my god, thank you. That's so great.
Thank you for listening to the Bravo Investigator podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at the Bravo Investigator. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Facebook page. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a 5-star review.